Welcome to the Time Management Podcast with me, your host, Abigail Barnes. I'm a productivity coach, global speaker, time management author, and award-winning entrepreneur on a mission to share the 888 formula with the world and to remind you that it's your time. Leave it to me to bring you new time management tips, tricks, tools, and strategies, to introduce you to guests, research, and case studies from around the world, and to give you a simple 5-step process you can follow to uplevel your productivity, achieve your goals, and create a life that exceeds your wildest dreams. I'm so excited that you're here, so let's get started. Welcome to the show. It's you and me. And today we're talking about 5 ways you might be wasting your time without even realizing it. If you're losing an hour a day, that's 365 hours a year. That's 15 days a year. Time that you could be investing in things like your health, your hobbies, your relationships, your business, or even your career. When you change the way you look at your time, the time you have will change. We all get the same 24 hours every single day, but we don't all have the same circumstances, the same responsibilities, the same education, the same privilege, or the same health. Since starting this podcast back in October 2023, we have now had 40 guests on to talk to us about their relationship with time. They've been talking to us about what they used to do with their time, what they do with their time now, what they do with their time that they think that others don't. And these episodes are here to give you proof that there are many different ways to use your time and to live a happy, successful life. My intention with this podcast is to give you proof, potentiality, as well as processes and strategies that you can apply to your own career, business, or life. We've also had 4 time audit success stories from readers of Time Management for Entrepreneurs and Professionals on the show as well. And these guests have been sharing what's happened when they've tracked their time and honestly and vulnerably sharing with us what they discovered they weren't doing well, but what that meant for them and how they were able to make changes and what those changes have meant for them, for their results. So let's dive into these 5 ways that you, like them, might be wasting your time without even realizing. Number 1. Is your time optimized? Are there things that you are doing with your time that are making a difference every single day, week, month, or year? Or are you just doing busy work? Have things that you have been doing for a long time, habits that you have picked up from others, are they adding value or are they just bad habits? In episode 31, that's what Caroline Milne shared with us. She discovered from auditing her time for 7 days. The changes that she was able to make after doing that time audit meant that she found an extra hour and 15 minutes every single day that she could allocate to other things that she wanted to do. Number 2, is your time management efficient? Are you managing it in a way that works best for you, or are you copying other people? We've talked in the past about human design. The way that you are managing your time might not work for somebody else. The way that somebody else is managing their time might not work for you. In episode 70, that's what Simon Bergenroth shared that he discovered from his time audit. One simple change that he was able to make off the back of it helped to make him 10 times more efficient. Number 3, is your time management draining your energy? Are there things that you do on a daily, weekly basis that are making you more or less efficient? Are there things that you are doing at certain times on certain days that are making you less productive? In episode 78, that's what Dee Beverford shared he discovered from his 7-day time audit. And one small change that he was able to make after discovering this helped him to increase his energy. Number 4, is your calendar supporting your results? Are you in charge of your time? Or are you just responding to the demands of others? I love my calendar. I put everything in there from the moment I wake up in the morning to the moment I go to bed. I use different colors for my yoga class. For example, I use different colors for friends and family. I use different colors for different clients and different projects. This means that at the end of the week, I can look back and see when my time is being allocated, and I can use that data to start making different decisions. Are you in charge of your time, or are you just responding to things? In episode 95, that's what Matthew Tayson shared he discovered from his 7-day time audit. Now he says if it's not in his diary, it doesn't happen. Because fundamentally, my friend, time management is simple, but it's not easy. It's simple because when we have conversations like this, week in, week out, when we talk about things that we talk about on the podcast, it is so obvious. The changes that we've discussed create the results that the people who have done their time audit are now able to get. We are now consciously aware of what's going on. But it's not easy because these changes were discovered from a time audit. And prior to that, they weren't aware of what was going on. They were unconscious about the things that they were doing, just like you, just like me. Until we start tracking our time, we don't truly know what's going on. And it's like the analogy of the iceberg. 20% of the iceberg is above the water, 80% of the iceberg is below the water. That 80% that's below the water is below our conscious awareness. These are things that we are just doing day in, day out. We don't even realize it. We're not questioning it. It's habits. It's automatic. And as long as these automatic habits and thoughts are serving us, that's okay. If they're not, if we don't have the results that we want, then that is where we need to start to do different things. And for this change to happen, each of the people that we've talked about today, they had to, number 1, invest in a copy of Time Management for Entrepreneurs and Professionals. Number 2, they had to apply the 5-step process that is discussed in that book, starting with auditing their time for 7 days. Number 3, they had to acknowledge their habits. Nobody likes to face the reality that they might be doing something wrong. However, the data, the truth, it will set you free. And number 4, that then helped them to be able to make changes, that then helped them to be able to create the results that they now have. And if it's possible for them, it is possible for you too. Which brings me on to our 5th and final way that you might be wasting your time. And that is your mental chatter sabotaging your success? In episode 80, how to change your negative thoughts fast, we talked about people pleasing, Dr. Armand's ants theory, automatic negative thoughts. We also talked about Byron Katie's 4 liberating questions. In episode 81, we talked about how to trust your emotions and stop sabotaging yourself. In this episode, we looked at the history and the science of feelings and emotions, how to tell the difference and how to actually understand yours. And in episode 82, how to embody your true identity, we talked about 3 things. Firstly, we talked about mirror theory. Secondly, we talked about thought tracking. And then thirdly, we talked about I am statements. Mirror theory is that your life is reflecting back to you who you believe you are and what you believe is possible. Thought tracking helps you to identify these unconscious stories that you're telling yourself, like, I can't because it wasn't my fault. It's okay for them. I don't have enough. And then I am statements help you to anchor in and start telling new stories about I am time confident. It is possible for me. I would highly recommend, if you've not, that you check out those 3 episodes. There is some great self-coaching in there for you. If you don't work with a coach currently, then these are great episodes for you to explore what's driving you and things that you're not even aware of. As we wrap up this episode, if you're ready to do your time audit, you'll find all the links to the book in the show notes. Check out our 7-day time tracking challenge to find your missing hour. Join the wait list to get notified about when we will run that training as a group again, and also to get notified about when it will be coming out in an on-demand version so that you could just start it straight away. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one or book me to speak at your next event, maybe to deliver training for your team, there's a link in the show notes to get in touch. We can talk about what you'd like to achieve, what's possible, what budgets you have, etc., etc. If you're not sure where to start, download the free chapter of Time Management for Entrepreneurs and Professionals. Again, the link for that is in the show notes. If you can't find anything that you're looking for, if you would like to talk to us about podcast ideas that you might have, guests that you would like to see on the podcast, things that you would like support with, you can email us at inquiries@successbydesigntraining.com. Again, that email address is in the show notes. And until next time, my friend, stay safe, stay well, and remember, it's your time. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you loved what you heard, be sure to let me know by leaving a review so I can keep the good stuff coming. Come and say hi on Instagram at Success by Design Training, or visit my website, successbydesigntraining.com, or connect with me on LinkedIn. Just search Abigail Barnes. Until next time, don't forget, you are amazing and it's your time.